Hey, day 2 of the challenge. There's a new IGTV video up, day 6 of the challenge. We are almost there. Hello friend, welcome back to my video. First of all, can we appreciate this outfit? Just coming from work, but I wanted to intro this video quickly before you start. Okay, this is annoying me, hold on. Okay, so at the beginning of the year I saw this quote by Jen Johnson, and I thought it was such a cool challenge, and so I've been really strong with it throughout the beginning of the year. I feel like I can't speak, but throughout the beginning of the year, making sure before I go on any social media to spend time in the Word, but then with lockdown that sort of fell away, and you can watch this video, I think it's the slide, you can watch this video, one of the two, where I talk all about that, but yeah, I wanted to do just a week of challenges of first reading my Bible and spending time with God before I even dive into Instagram, social media. We all know the struggle, and so here's that video. And so it's literally like a week of devotions or a week of challenges, and they're each 2-3 minutes, and I hope you enjoy them and stick through to the end. Okay, bye. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my, well, it's not bye because you're just about to watch another video, but don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to like this video. It really helps me out. Okay, now I can say bye, but it's see you just now. Hey, welcome to the challenge day 1. So exciting. So if I'm gonna be honest, I kind of failed this morning. Yeah, you know what, it is what it is. We're gonna do better. Also, it's crazy how why is it so hard to not be on your phone for an hour or 2 while you're spending time with the Lord before you get into everything, but I wanted to share something quickly. So I am currently at the end of Matthew. It is taking me forever to get through Matthew, but I just wanted to share. So Matthew chapter 26 the end, and then 27 the beginning, and I find it so ironic. So this is the passage where Peter disowns Jesus, and then right after that is where Judas hangs himself. Okay, and so I don't think it's a coincidence that these two passages are right after each other, just like how in Matthew 27, so I meant Matthew 26, just how you have the passage where Judas agrees to betray Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, and then it's juxtaposed immediately with the passage where I think it's Mary pours. Both Peter and Judas betrayed or denied Jesus in the hour that he needed them the most. Obviously he's God and he doesn't need them, but at the same time it was such a critical hour, and both of them denied him. Yet the crazy thing is that Peter was the rock that the church was built upon, and then Judas went and hanged himself. Okay, and I say that with all sensitivity. So I think it's just crazy that you could choose to be a Peter, or you could choose to be a Judas. Judas turned to the world and to himself, and obviously the answers weren't there, yet Peter turned to Jesus, and Jesus redeemed that situation. And Jesus is such a God of small details, and seeing your heart, and he chooses us every time. We just have to choose him, and yeah, I think that's just crazy. And so yeah, Tuesday. Welcome to day 2 of the challenge. I know the lighting is crazy and I look like I just have a head because my sweatshirt blends in with the background, but anyway, let's get into it. So today, day 2, I'm really excited. Today I woke up, I had to go to work today, but woke up and really just spend some time with the Lord and spend some time in worship. It was good. Obviously before going on Instagram, YouTube, any of those, going to the world. So we are currently, or rather I am currently, I said that weird. I am currently reading Matthew, so Jesus's crucifixion in Matthew. Okay, and so Matthew from verse 10, Matthew 27 from verse 10 till about verse 31 is where we're at today. I've got it here. Also, don't mind the angle. It's so hard to find like a good angle at this time. Like even here, it looks a little crazy. But anyway, something stood out to me as I was reading today. So this is Matthew, 27 verses like 10 to 31. Okay, said that already. But something stood out to me today, and Matthew 27 verses 25 says, all the people answered, his blood is on us and our children. And so what was happening here is where Jesus was in front of Pilate, Pontius Pilate, after he had been captured, and like he was asking, what should I do with him? You know, should I crucify him? Should I that was an ant. Should I let out this murderer, or should I, you know, who should I punish, the murderer or Jesus, right? You should go read it for yourself. And how crazy is this? They said crucify him. And verse 20 says, but the chief priests and elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus executed. How crazy is that? That they would choose a murderer over Jesus. And something that stood out to me is, I wrote here, they were so blinded, or the people wanted Jesus to be crucified so badly that they were willing to put the consequences of Jesus's death on them and their children. Like they were so blinded by lies that the chief priests, elders, and those around them were pushing that they missed the truth, right? How crazy is that? Like, and isn't this us sometimes? You know, I always try to relate it to myself, but isn't this us sometimes? Like, we're so blinded by mob culture, which, unpopular opinion, but the mob is not the judge, Jesus is. And Matthew 7 verses 1 to 6 is so specific about this, and I was convicted about this so much myself, because no matter how much someone has hurt you, you are not the judge, and the mob is not the judge, which is so easily, like, such an easy thing in today's culture, to become like mob justice and to become the judge, but you're not the judge, you know. And so often we're so blinded by what society is pushing and like what those around you are pushing, that we don't stop to think of the consequences. Jesus's death, the greatest thing to ever happen to humanity, was right in front of them. Not Jesus' death, Jesus was right in front of them, and they missed it. Isn't that crazy? And so yeah, that's what I wanted to just share today. Today's a bit longer, different angle, it's a bit later in the day, but I just wanted to share that, like, the greatest thing to ever happen to humanity was right in front of them, and they missed them. You know, if Jesus was in front of you today, would you realize that it was him, or would you be so moved by culture around you, society, the chief priests, the elders, and miss the truth and be willing to heap those consequences on yourself, and on the people around you? And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed today. Join me again tomorrow, day 3, and if you're not doing the challenge, you definitely should be doing the challenge, because hashtag word before world. All right, friend, bye. Hello, friend. So welcome to day 3. Change the orientation once again. Because this is going up on YouTube when this is all over, so I thought I'd do this orientation. Also different background today, because I'm in a different location today. All right. That makes sense. But today, is today day 3. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you a question, and I did an Instagram about this like a while ago, and it's quite a question, and it's a question that I've asked myself, is that if I was living in Jesus's time, would I have realized that it was Jesus? So we're still when Jesus is crucified, right? And when he dies, and the crazy thing is, don't mind the cars in the back, but the crazy thing is that they like swore at him, they spit on him, they just treated him so badly. I'm not realizing that the king of the universe was in their presence, you know. And so just a simple one today is that would you realize that Jesus was in front of you if he was right in front of you, you know? Because that's as real as it gets. And so something that stood out to me, Matthew 27 verse 42 and roundabout there, they're talking about how, like, you know, like they're on the cross and Jesus is on the cross, and they're mocking him, the people are mocking him, and they're like, you know, like, excuse me, you should get down from that cross and then we'll believe you. But the truth of the matter is that if he got down from that cross, first of all, we wouldn't have salvation and relationship, but also that they still wouldn't believe him because he was in front of them all this time. And so now that he's on the cross, if he got down, they'd be like, no, like this happened, or he's doing this by like another spirit or something. They wouldn't believe him. And so my question to you today is, if Jesus was right in front of you, would you realize it? And the crazy thing is, he is right now, and he offers us relationship right now, right here where we're at. So yeah, happy day 3. Hope this like sticks with you, and are you living a life that is worthy of what you call yourself, which is a Jesus follower, a Jesus lover, and I say this to you as much as I say it to myself. Sorry, this is so like shaky. But anyway, happy day 3. All right, bye friends, see you tomorrow. Welcome back to day 4 of this challenge. Super exciting. Sorry, I'm whispering, so you'll have to turn up the volume up. But today we are in Matthew 28, which is really exciting, where Jesus rises. Like dough in the oven. But I just thought something that was really cool was that Jesus bled so that you don't have to. That's Taylor Tippett quote. But also that he was in the grave for 3 days, so no part of you gets to be in the grave, if that makes sense. Like, he was in the grave so that you don't have to, like when he was in the grave, he was in chains so that you don't have to, and I don't know, that's just today's encouragement and something as well. Literally the last verse of Matthew 28, he says, and surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Like, how cool is that? He is with us till the very, very, very end of time. Like, he will always be with us. And then I just wanted to share this quote with you. I read it, it's quite a long one. I read it a couple of days ago, but I think it's so cool, so good, and it's just by James Stewart. So it's really, really long, so I'll put it up on the screen instead of reading it out to you. But I hope that just sticks with you, like, he rose out of the grave so that you don't have to be in the grave. He broke all the chains so that you don't have to be in chains. He died so that you don't have to die to sin. We all have to die, unfortunately, but he died so that we don't have to die in sin. And that's my encouragement for you today. All right, happy Thursday, day 4. We are more than halfway in, and thanks for keeping on with this journey. And welcome back to the #world before challenge. Oh my goodness, day 5, like, we're almost there, honestly. Like, what a week it's been. Yes, I'm wearing the same sweatshirt I was wearing yesterday. It is what it is, but sorry for the curtain. Okay, there we go. But I just wanted to encourage you today to just keep going. Like, just keep going, just keep showing up. I know it can get hard sometimes, and honestly, just like waking up every morning and dedicating like time to spend with the Lord gets hard. Like, let's be real, but just keep going. I'm so proud of you. And today I just wanted to share something. So finally finished the book of Matthew, and now in the book of Mark. And something that stuck out to me, Mark chapter 1 verses 16 to 20. Something that I've always thought was so cool about the disciples, like here about Simon, Andrew, James, and his brother John. What I find is so cool is that Jesus called them, and they just like got up and went with him. There was no reservation, there was no hesitation, there was no, but Lord, I still have to finish catching my fish. No, they literally left their nets there and they followed Jesus because they knew like what he would hold, and what he gives and what he offers is so much greater than anything that they could ever do in their own strength. And so I just want you to keep showing up, keep going, and when Jesus calls you, like, just show up. He qualifies the unqualified. And so yeah, that's my word of encouragement for today. Keep going. 2 more days. Saturday and Sunday, 2 more days, and then we are done. But I hope this extends far in more, like, than here, if that makes sense, like extends into your everyday, and building good habits. So yeah, let's keep going. I'm so proud of you, friend. Virtual high five. Thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for doing this challenge if you're doing it. All right, bye. See you tomorrow. Is that there is a new IGTV video up, day 6 of the challenge. We are almost there. Thank you so much for keeping on with me. Hello friend, welcome to day 6. I've got my really cute mug here. Cheers. It's just like lemon tea. And let's get into it. So today, I wanted to share a couple of things. So I was reading through Mark chapter 1 verses 21 to 28. And something that I've always also found so cool. I'm saying also because I was saying that yesterday. But it is just how Jesus spoke with authority. Like when you look at that passage, it says they were amazed because he spoke with such authority. And isn't that so cool? And then I was listening. One of my favorite songs, like worship songs, is Take Heart by Hillsong United, which you should definitely go listen, especially the one Take Heart. If you Google Take Heart Hillsong United, the like third one, it's like Take Heart Hillsong United live in Miami with subtitles / lyrics. I just like that video personally. But it's just one of those songs that every time I listen to it, I am so moved. It resets my heart. And so I thought I would share the lyrics with you today. I know I don't like reading stuff in front of people, but like these lyrics just get me every time. So and also John 16:33 says, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, for I have overcome the world. And I think that's just so beautiful, and something to remember, like Jesus has overcome the world, and so I'll read just some of the lyrics. Go listen to that song. It is so good. Literally one of my all-time favorite songs. I could listen to it on repeat for forever. And so one of the verses says, there is a light, it burns brighter than the sun. He steals the night and casts no shadow. There is hope, should oceans rise and mountains fall. He never fails. How beautiful is that? Like, there is hope, should oceans rise and mountains fall, Also, I wrote it all here because and then let's flip the page, and then I just wanted to read the bridge to you guys. I don't know musical terms, but it said this was the bridge, so I'm gonna read it to you. And so it just says, all our troubles and all our tears, God our hope he has overcome. All our failure and all our fear, God our love he has overcome. All our heartache and all our pain, God our healer he has overcome. All our burdens and all our shame, God our freedom he has overcome. And then God our justice, God our grace, God our freedom he has overcome. God our refuge, God our strength, God is with us, he has overcome. All right, my my arm is like so painful from holding this up, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Like, all of these things is what God is to us. And take heart, friend, he has overcome the world. And so all our troubles, tears, failure, fears, heartache, pain, burdens, shame, that rhymes, he has overcome it all. And I hope this was encouraging to you. Also, a new YouTube video is going up on my channel today, so if you haven't subscribed, go subscribe. Just Zoe Tuguma on YouTube, so that you get notified when it is live. And it is a really cool short film that I will be putting up on here once I finish this challenge. All right, happy Saturday. Welcome to day 7. I hope that looked cool because I'm gonna have to clean that up afterwards. But yeah, hey friend, let's just fix that. There we go. Welcome to day 7 of the challenge. We made it. I made it. You made it. Thank you for sticking with me. I truly appreciate it. So this morning, like at 4 a.m. I woke up, and I wrote something. I'm just using my mom's phone. I wrote something in my notes section, and I wanted to read it to you guys. And now please just wait till the end. Don't get touched, okay? Just wait till the end, and then I'll explain it, and then I will reference what I read this morning. So let's get into it. Okay, so This is me. I wrote it in my notes. It's quite long, so buckle up. Okay. We live in a world where the Bible isn't the final authority, where for Christians it's not the final authority. The Bible says this, but it feels better my way. It's more politically correct my way. Life is easier my way. And that's a scary place to be, right? That sentence should be the Bible says this, period, you know? And yes, it's hard, it's inconvenient, won't always be like correct, like politically correct. It'll always be correct. Will go against society, but there should still be no but. The word is our final authority. Jesus doesn't call us to please everyone, too easy, but he also doesn't call us to hate, to be the judge, or to be silent about things. Christianity is not passive, it's not religious, it's an active relationship with the purest God who will always call us to level up. He loves you so much, but because he loves you, he can't leave you there. Just because it feels good, feels natural is what everyone is doing doesn't mean it's God. It's from God. Check the Bible fully, friend. But the picture doesn't end there. Thank God for grace. Jesus came and died for you and me, for the messy, imperfect, people pleasing, non loving, passive part of you. And you and I that gets it wrong all the time. He gave us his word to guide us, not to condemn us. God is love, and so his every action in the Bible and today still is from a place of love, which is sometimes really hard to grasp. Everything in the Bible is there for a reason, even the really hard stuff. And when it makes you feel some type of way, maybe instead of lashing out and bashing the Bible, that might be conviction, right? No one likes hearing the hard truth coming from a place of love. It calls you to level up and be better. It speaks straight to you and it makes you uncomfortable and sometimes may seem insensitive. But Jesus always came from a place of love. He still does today. And justice. Yet why is it so hard for you and I to take the God-inspired words that some people die for because it's illegal for them so seriously? The Bible gets final authority. God gets the final say, not the word that's almost like the Bible, but is filled with society's lie. Friend, truth be told, if it makes you feel comfortable exactly where you are and seems easy, it's probably not the word of God. God doesn't call you to be comfortable God doesn't call you to comfortability or complacency. He calls you to purity, to be more like him. And that's hard. That's not always fun or comfortable, not always politically correct, and it's definitely not easy, but it is drenched in love and grace. The love and grace that says, let's take it one step at a time, always pointing back to God, not Twitter opinions or Instagram almost truths, but directly to God and the beautiful, honest word he has given us. And so I just read that and I was like, wow, like that's so true, like this book over here gets the final say, right? And so today I was reading Mark chapter 2, verses 13 to 17, and I thought, well, first of all, we've been chatting about authority and how like Jesus has authority, and that is something that people said in verse 10 of Mark chapter 2. It literally says like people were amazed at the authority with which he spoke with, right? And so he has authority. But something so cool, Mark 2:13 to 17, verse 17, he said, it says, on hearing this, Jesus said to them, it is not the wealthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners. And so I think that's just, and my Bible has this super cool commentary on the side. And it says, too often people believe they can earn their way to heaven, but Jesus came to save people who will never be good enough to save themselves, right? And then it says, during Jesus's ministry, the people who knew they had problems flocked to him, tax collectors, women of questionable character, and others who saw their own desperate need. The religious leaders of his day didn't understand how or why a good moral religious teacher like Jesus could spend time with such bad people. But Jesus knew that all people, without exception, need saving. As a good shepherd, Jesus came to seek and to save the lost. And so I just wanted to share that with you today. A couple of things. So the first thing is that the Bible gets the final say. It's not like fluid. It's not like I can pick and choose what I want. It's there. It's all there. And that's what you get, right? It's the final say. But with saying that, right, it's not our place to, first of all, we need to recognize ourselves that, like, I will be the first to say that I need Jesus. Like, you can, yeah. And that's such a good place to be, because we are not holier than thou, better than thou, any of those, and the verse I read Matthew 2:17 is when Jesus was sitting with tax collectors and sinners, and the truth is we're all tax collectors and sinners, not by profession, but by, like, we are all sinners, and we all need Jesus, and we all need his word, and some people die for that word, and so we need to take it seriously, and we need to truly live in it. And yeah, so today was a bit longer, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little mini confetti at the beginning. I'm gonna have to clean that up now, but yeah, thanks for watching, friend. And yeah, continue to follow on my Instagram at the Project Lumiere for more good content, and leave a comment below if you enjoyed this little series. All right, bye. I'm so sad to leave. Okay, I will see you in my stories. Okay, bye.